Hello, hello, and welcome to Life in the Pack on Red Wolf Radio and also on ASU-TV. I'm your host, Zach Rupel, and Fielding could not make it today, so we actually got Robert out of his tech corner, got him his own microphone. He's got tons of space out there. Robert, how are you doing this fine day?
I'm tired. Had a test this morning.
Yeah, stuff. Same thing all the students feel. I'm tired as well, but we still got to get in here and get this done and do this and earn our money. You are listening on Red Wolf Radio. You've probably already heard some great shows if you've stayed tuned in for long enough, and you're watching on ASU TV because it's the best channel out there. Who needs to watch Nickelodeon or Disney Channel, the only two channels that could even come close to rivaling the greatness that is ASU TV? Today on Life in the Pack, we are talking about tests, homework, exams, quizzes, whatever you want to call them, and how you can really succeed in them, because last week we talked about getting on campus, getting used to being on campus and making friends. And today we're talking about the next big hurdle, which is those first tests you come across and some of those professors that give those tests. And I think, Robert, you're probably our best expert on this field, because, I don't want to brag on myself or anything, but I've never really dealt with test anxiety or quiz anxiety, really. And so I think we're going to have a lot to learn from you today, Robert, and how you deal with it, because I think you have a more down-to-earth view on it. So I know you've had some tests recently. So what was it like gearing up for those tests?
Gearing up for them, I try to study. I'm not the greatest at studying. So really I just read over the material that I know will be on the test. Other than that, walk in at the class and try my darndest.
Give it the old college try, as I think as a lot of people try to say. And I'm kind of that way too. Is like I get the information from the professor through class, and then I just kind of take whatever I've got from that, read over a little bit that I don't think they covered, and then I just go in and do my best, really. But I know that a lot of people have to study, and college tests are not something you should take lightly. You should definitely prepare to whatever extent you feel like you should prepare for. And so we're going to delve in the first bit and talk about study habits and good ones to set. And Robert, you want to play rock paper scissors to see who goes? Or you want to volunteer to go first? What do you want to do? How do you want to decide this?
We can do rock paper scissors.
We can do rock paper scissors. All right, we're about to narrate rock paper scissors, and you're about to see the most epic rock paper scissors game ever. Do you want to do classic American style, or do you want to do Japanese style rock paper scissors, Robert?
We'll do Japanese.
All right, Japanese style. For those of you who don't know what Japanese style rock paper scissors is, in American style, you say rock paper scissors, and then you either go shoot or rock paper scissors. And if you want to do it correct, it's rock paper scissors shoot. But the Japanese way of doing this is both parties hold their hands straight out towards each other, kind of like you're going in for a fist bump, and then the referee says shoot. You go back and you cock your arm back like you're about to throw a tomahawk, and then fire whatever you're going to say. So me and Robert are about to do that to decide who shares their study tactics first in a the first ever radio game of rock paper scissors. Are you ready, Robert?
Yeah.
All right, and shoot. Oh, we both got scissors. All right, we go again and shoot. Oh, we both got rock. This is how you can tell we're best friends, because we might be doing this the whole show. You never know. All right, you ready? Here we go. And shoot. What is that supposed to be? You just held your hand out sideways. That's not paper. We'll give it to you as scissors. You win. All right. What do you want to choose as victor? Go first or go second?
You can go first.
He defers to me. So Robert Hobbs has won the rock paper scissors. He has deferred to me while he wipes the tears from his eyes. All right, so my study tactics for going into tests are pretty simple, and I think they're pretty easy things to do. If you feel like you can get away with only preparing this much for tests, I definitely recommend it, because you'll hear a lot of college professors say that you should spend 3 hours on the class for every hour that you're in class, and I have yet to meet one student that actually does that. Sorry, professors that watch and listen to this, but it's the truth. Maybe you keep telling it, because maybe there are some, but no student is going to spend 3 hours for every hour that they're on a class. So my strategy usually is to take what you get in class and write down stuff, because some teachers use Blackboard, and Blackboard is what it is. But some people use Blackboard. I like it, but some people don't. And so write down what they give you in class for like assignments and what's going to be on the test. And then in the evening, kind of when you're getting ready for bed, or you're just kind of everything's kind of slowed down for the night. Unless you're a partier, then you got to find another time to do this. But I don't go to parties, so end of the day, I kind of just go in and I think about what I want, what I need to study, what I need to work on, and I just spend an hour and a half, going over what I view as the most important or most crucial thing that's coming up the next day. Take care of it, and then when I feel like I've prepared for it enough, I move on to the next thing. And so that's kind of me. That's how I handle homework. I do homework in the order of what's most crucial. I study that way, and so that's kind of what's worked for me going into it, and at least getting passing grades on tests. Now, if you want to ace every test, if you've got a vendetta against a B grade, and so you're never going to get one, then you are going to have to spend those 3 hours outside of class for every hour you are in. So that's my strategy, and you can try it out. But Robert, what do you go with when you go to study?
Well, normally in a lot of classes, your professors will tell you to read like your textbook if they like require you to have one. And normally like students won't read their textbook. However, this year I started reading my textbooks more, and it's helping a lot. So I recommend just reading your textbook.
Mm-hmm.
And I also recommend while reading the textbook, read it out loud. It helps a lot more. Helps like you retain like the information. Because there's been like a couple of nights where like we're all gathering to our little living room area, and I'll just start reading out loud.
Yeah, no kidding. You just start to read U.S. history out loud. And one night was actually pretty funny because our roommate Brad, who maybe will get in here some show, maybe, but I don't know if he just got tired of hearing you read or you were reading really fast and whatever. So he took the book out of Robert's hands and started reading to Robert. And that eventually led to us playing Schoolhouse Rock for Robert and I think it was like American Revolution stuff. And
Yeah.
how'd you do on that test? Did you pass it with all our hard work? There you go.
I got like a B or an A on it.
There you go. Hard work pays off right there. And so, yeah, but I'll tell you a skill that goes along. You reminded me when you said read the textbook is learning how to speed read is essential. And speed reading, I get to bring up my favorite person on campus, Mr. Colin Pillow, because Mr. Colin Pillow was the one that imparted to me how important speed reading is. And it really goes beyond, it's like skimming, but it goes a little bit beyond skimming, where you take what you're reading and maybe you read it once. If it's a passage, you read it once aloud, the key parts. But when you really want to ingest stuff quickly and you have deadlines or whatever, you really just got to skim. And teaching yourself how to skim, because I taught myself, because professors aren't going to teach you how to speed read because they want to believe that you're reading and taking in everything that's going on. But the sooner you learn to speed read and just get the main points and skim through a lot of the filler that textbooks writers will put in there, it does a lot better. And so that's kind of something I learned to help as far as reading course material went. But whenever I went in for test, have you ever dealt with test anxiety, like going into the doorway?
Yeah. I get nervous before every single test.
Really?
Even if it's like a small little quiz, I get nervous.
Yeah. And how do you deal with that?
You just gotta deal with it. I don't know. I don't know exactly how. I get over it. I just go in, and once I see what the test actually is, or like start answering some questions, I gain like confidence and I'm able to like do better like as the test goes along.
Yeah, and I think each person deals with that differently. That's why I said at the beginning, it's like I've never dealt with that test anxiety, and a lot of that comes from just my go with the flow attitude. So if I'm gonna fail the test, it's just like, okay, I failed. I gotta go. I know what I need to do. I'll do better on the next one. And so I've never had to deal with test anxiety really, but I think each person does with it different. And
I have the same sort of issue with like I think that's how like my anxiety really is, because like during football season and whatnot in high school, I would always be nervous like right before the game, but like after that first play, like I'm ready to go and whatnot.
Yeah.
The same way like with the test, once I see like a question that I know the answer to, I'm like, all right, this answer is B, and then it's like I don't know, okay, kind of get like negates all the like anxiety that I have once I like know something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually like participating.
Ready to go.
in it.
You realize you know more than you thought you did.
Yeah.
And so we hope you can apply those study tips that we've dished out in this first segment. And if you can't, I apologize. We did our best. We didn't say we were scholars. We're just trying to help you survive along with us. But that'll do it for our first little segment of Talking Points. We have to send our ASU-TV viewers out to a break, and they do not get to listen to the tunes that the radio viewers do, which is why all of you ASU-TV people should find a way to tune into Red Wolf Radio. And Red Wolf Radio people, you were doing the right thing because you get a whole hour of the show, you get to listen to music we play, and it's a joyous event for everybody involved. So ASU TV people, we will see you after the break. All right, I hope you enjoyed that classic John Denver hit, Country Roads, chosen for us by Robert Hobbs. And what's weird about that is, Robert, I don't feel like that really reflects your true music taste.
No, it doesn't at all.
You're just really playing that because A, Fallout 76 came out with it. A, it's a meme. B, it's a meme. Not two A's. A, Fallout 76. B, it's a meme. And C,
we literally sing it every single day.
yeah, we sing it nonstop all the time. Welcome back from your break, ASU TV people and Red Wolf Radio. We're glad that you are still with us. This is, of course, Life in the Pack with Zach Ruppel and Robert Hobbs. We're both wearing red. Hope you don't get confused. Robert is that one, and I'm this one. So, hopefully you don't get confused too bad.
It would have been great if I would have pointed at my, pointed at you. I could do the same, pointing things that you did.
Oh, yeah? If you would have caught on to what I was trying to get you to do, yeah that would have been great. Nah, but it doesn't matter. The radio people can't see us. They only get to hear our angelic voices coming over the airwaves. But we talked about tests before we left, and I feel like we did as best a job both of us could do about trying to get people prepared for tests. And so now we're going to move on to the next biggest thing that comes up, which is homework. And biology majors and engineers and real majors that do a lot of complicated stuff, you guys probably just should keep doing what you're doing. I don't know if we could offer you great advice because we have not dealt with that amount of homework yet in college. So whatever you guys are doing and getting through those majors, right on. Y'all keep doing it because I could never do that much math or science ever at all. Do you think you could?
I probably could. I enjoy math and science.
What are you doing here?
I enjoy, audio and visual technology. So
More?
yeah.
Oh. So we'll do our best to kind of give you homework tips to help you get through. But again, we can only do as good as we can do. And so which one of us do you think's had the heavier workload? I started last segment. I feel like you should start this segment. So what's your homework load like?
I usually have 2 or 3 assignments about every night, but I normally try and get it all done. Anything I have to do for Monday, Tuesdays, I'll get done Sunday night.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the week I'll work on it when I need to work on it. I procrastinate way too bad. Everyone procrastinates, but I always usually think a day and ahead unless it's a project that I'm actually aware that I have to work on for a while. And so normally it's all right, what's coming up tomorrow? I do that night. And if I happen to get that done and still have energy left or still have time left to work on anything else, I'll get a little bit ahead. But yeah, usually mine is night before, I'm doing whatever's coming up the next day, and then I go to the next day and then do the same thing. And probably not the best homework strategy, especially if you get swamped with homework. Like I said, I haven't had to deal with crazy amounts of homework load. They're just, little assignments here and there. So don't follow that advice too much. Although advice I would give you is if you have free time throughout the day, you're just straight up not doing anything, go ahead and get the piddly assignments out of the way because you have breaks between your classes on some days. So do you find that a good time to do homework? If I could probably do homework.
Yeah.
Breaks,
yeah. But even if you don't do homework during that time, you think it would be, if you were to do it, it would be a good time to get it done.
Instead of going back to the quad and just sitting there waiting for Brad to get ready and whatnot.
Yeah, go home, taking a nap or something. Yeah, the only excuse you have for not doing homework during a break you have in class is going to the calf. That's the only excuse I can think of. If you don't want to do homework during that break, you just simply tell everybody, I'm going to the calf, and they'll understand because then you don't have to do homework. But if you're not hungry and you have a weird break, I know freshman year, I had a break way late in the afternoon, and so I was never hungry. And so I really had no excuse for not doing homework during that break, but I don't think I ever did. For homework, honestly, the best thing that I would suggest if I was going to give you a whole plan, if I was going to be your homework trainer instead of your fitness trainer, the plan I would give you is go to your class at whenever your class is. So, if you don't start till late in the afternoon, oh well, that's time that you've built yourself to either sleep in or wake your body up. So don't try to do homework then unless you procrastinated and have to do it before your class, which I'm pretty sure you've done before a
I've
time or
literally
two.
done homework walking to class.
Yes, don't do that. That's a perfect example of what you do not need to be doing. But do homework after you've kind of gotten in the rhythm. So if you go to your first class, depending on no matter how early it is, unless you just have an evening class, which then you can do whatever you want in the day. But usually only seniors, I think, and have that problem where they just have like 1 or 2 evening classes. Go to your class, and then when you have your breaks throughout your day, do your homework. So like if you have a class at 11 and then you have a break and you have another class till 1 or 2, do homework in that break. Like go eat and do a little homework between that break because it'll make your evenings a lot easier and give you time for social life, which is a big thing that we'll probably stress towards the end of here is how to keep your social life. But just do it between classes, and that's really the best advice I can give it to you because then you'll have a little bit to do in the evenings, but you'll still be able to enjoy time with friends, which freshman year wasn't as big a deal with me because I lived in my own room. I had my room by myself. And so unless you were up there late at night, definitely not staying the night because that's against the rules. But if you were up there late at night, unless you were up there, I just did homework there and I didn't really worry about going anywhere. But now that we live in the quads, we're all up late at night, and so I find it harder to do homework then.
Oh, another good thing is like get some friends that like have the same class as you. That way y'all can all do your homework together.
Yeah.
That's what we do all the time.
Yeah, no kidding. Try to shoot within your major a lot. Unless you got a really good best friend who's not your major. You don't have to get rid of him. But yeah, it's really helpful to find friends that within your major. And it's really not that hard to do because you're lumped with your major from basically the day you get here, which is how I met you and Brad and Brandon, who's unfortunately not with us anymore. He didn't die or anything. He's just, he had to transfer out. So maybe one day we'll get to see Brandon again. Maybe.
I mean, he visits a lot, so.
He does visit a lot, that's true. But, so the big thing that comes with homework almost, which is weird because I don't feel like they should apply, but they go hand in hand, and that is balancing your social life with homework. And I don't think a lot of people think about it because they think about going to college and being free from their parents and having all this free time. And so like, why would I ever worry about my social life? It's about to be great. But you don't realize you either go all the way social life and then start failing classes, or you don't have any social life. And then I guess you just kind of like realize that you're missing out on your college experience. So how have you been able to balance that?
Well, my social life mainly consists of you and like a few Brad and Drew and whatnot. But like, I don't have a big friend group anymore. So like balancing it's not as hard because I can like condone myself to a small group of friends.
And also we're not big partiers, so we're not always going out late at night doing anything. And I mean, I found that because I mean we'd have to get someone in here to give the special party homework lifestyle. We'd have to bring in a special guest because neither one of us are experts on that. Although I have heard people say, was it Heath that told us this? Someone told us this.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I can't remember how it goes. I just remember the last part is party is last. So it's like sleep more than you study, study more than you party, and party as much as you can or something. Yeah, so that's some kind of adage like that. But party is last. So there's definitely room for it because I guess it's just part of your college experience.
I mean, we technically have parties in our quad.
Yeah, I mean, if you can count those, where we just eat 5 mac and cheese bowls at night and Mountain Dew Voltage constantly.
Play, Stadium Rave.
Yeah, no kidding. Play the best meme songs available on the internet. Well, with that, we'll send you away. And ASU-TV, unfortunately, this is where your show ends for today. You'll get the next show in a couple days, so you won't have to be waiting long. But for right now, we have to say goodbye to you. We'll miss you dearly, but we'll see you soon. So don't worry about it. And stay strong and keep those wolves up. Thank you for watching today's episode of Life in the Pack. We hope you enjoyed it. There will be new episodes coming out twice a week on ASU-TV, or you can tune into Red Wolf Radio to catch the full hour show at 8 p.m. Central Time on Fridays. You can also follow us on Twitter at Life in the Pack 1. That is Life in the Pack number 1. And you can send us all sorts of things we should talk about on the show or questions that you want answered on the show, and we'll try to get to them the best we can. We hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned to ASU-TV for more content. Boom! That's how it's done.